All right, continuing on with basic martial arts / self-defense. We're starting to talk about defense now, defensive movement. In my last video, I talked about the slip, which is just a subtle movement of the body and the head to get it off the line and let the punch slip by. And remember, it's always best if you can get to the outside of the arm so you're not in danger of getting hit by their other hand. So we're going to continue with defensive movement. I'm going to give you one more basic one. I'm sure you probably heard of this if you have any knowledge of boxing. It's called the bob and weave. I get in my fight stance, I duck down and I move in a circular motion, almost like a U shape, and then I rise up I come underneath the strike and come up around the other side. Now, this works best if the punch is a circular punch that they're throwing, something like a hook, an overhand, a haymaker. I think you can do it off of a straight punch, but a straight punch is a little more direct, and I think it's a little bit harder to pull it off. I'm not great at it. It's something that I'm still working on, and I just need to drill and drill and drill. So I use it in sparring sometimes, but I kind of have to anticipate, and it works best for me to go off to use it against those circular punches. And some important things when you're doing the bob and weave, I want to make sure that I keep pretty good posture. So I don't want to buckle forward, lean forward as I come up underneath, because then they could fire off a knee, or maybe they're throwing a kick and I take it right in the face. That'd be awful. So remember, hands up, and I want to keep good posture and bend my legs and my knees, and then move in kind of that U shape. And then another tip that one of my teachers has given me recently, which works really well, not only do I want to move circular side to side, but I also want to move forward with it a little bit. If somebody is throwing a hook like this, I want to go underneath and aim for their armpit, because when I come up and out the other side, I'm in really good position. They're really in a bad position. They're out of position. They're not going to be able to hit me with their other hand. They're going to have to turn their whole body, and by then I can already do some kind of counter move. And if we're sparring and moving around, right, I'll come up underneath and I'll throw a hook. A hook works really well out of that. My teacher showed me and gave me that tip, and it works really, really nicely, because that movement is setting you up to turn your body right into a hook. But in a self-defense situation, or at any time, maybe you don't want to punch someone, so you can use this move, come underneath and give them a push, because you'll basically be to the side of them or almost have their back. You can give them a nice shove and you can escape. Or maybe if they're really off balance and they're throwing that and you do that movement, you can just escape. You can just go with the movement, keep going, run, and you'll get out of there. So it's not always about doing some kind of counter strike. Maybe you can use your movement and you can escape. So just practice that, the bob and weave. You go both ways. Remember, moving forward with it if you can, and I just kind of slide. I kind of step with it and then slide the other foot, and making sure that I have, a good base, that I'm not losing my base and I'm just on one leg. And you just want to practice that back and forth. Another thing I'll mention, in our dojo, before, we've had a rope strung across the dojo, and then we've done this drill. I know they do it in lots of gyms, and you just go back and forth, coming around the rope, moving, and maybe you just keep moving forward, and you can do it from both leads. Maybe you even change leads as you step, or maybe you're stepping and sliding, but it works really nice if you change leads. But that's a good drill just to get used to just that movement. And remember, you just do not want to lean forward like that, or you're really vulnerable to get hit in the face. So there you have it. Just practice bob and weave. And now you can put it in your shadow boxing. You're moving around, throwing some combos. And then maybe you slip, bob and weave, throw the hook. Just start adding it in. It's just another really good movement. Movement is so key and can be so useful, and it can keep you safe. If you can move really well, you're going to be able to, definitely it's going to help you defend yourself. And like I said, even sometimes maybe just movement, if I just can move, I can avoid any kind of actual contact, right? Maybe I just can move and get out of there, just escape. So there's nothing wrong with that. If there's a real dangerous situation, there's nothing wrong with getting out of there if you can. But sometimes maybe you can't, or you have people with you, and you, or there's other people around that you need to help out. So, but there's nothing wrong with using movement to not get hit and just get out of there. All right, so in my next videos, we'll start talking about, we talked about a little bit of movement. Now we'll start talking about using our hands for a little bit of blocking and how to defend against punches. So be on the lookout for those. Thanks for checking out my video.